COVID happened in 2020, we were mandated workers. And so I work regardless. However, Friday night I called off because my little girl, she's 5, she wasn't feeling good Friday during the day, and she started running a temperature of 102, and it would not come down. It would not come down. It would not come down. Even with Motrin, it would not come down. And so, my husband gets up at 3:15 every morning to go to work, and he's got to be at work at, he works 5:30. A lot of times he gets home at 5:30. He works long days. And for him to have to take care of her and then a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old by himself while I go to work, it's just, it's too much. And she knew I was supposed to go to work, and she's like, you can't leave. She got hysterical. I'm just like, I'm not going to leave a child who's sick with a temperature, number one, who gets hysterical at the thought of me leaving. I hate to do it, because whenever I call off, someone else has to work for me. It's not like, oh, well, somebody else can just, or they don't need me or whatever, my work can just wait. That's not how it is. But anyway, so she had that temperature. She ran a temperature for a good solid 24 hours, around the 102 mark. Eventually it started to come down, and then the diarrhea hit. So she had the temperature, it was probably Friday, maybe Thursday into Friday, and then like late Thursday into Friday, and then the diarrhea was Friday into Saturday, and then it started to clear up Saturday afternoon. So I decided to go ahead and go into work. She seemed to feel much better when I left. I went ahead and she did not have a temperature when I left. She was okay with me going, so that's how I knew she was. I said she'd be okay. My husband had had a good night's sleep, and nobody else was feeling super sick. So anyway, I just had to unbury my car. There was at least 8 inches of snow on top of my car, and on the ground there was at least 2 feet of snow from drifting. It looks like just looking at the ground, it looks like we got maybe 6 inches of snow at the most. But the drifting, my gosh. Craziness. And it is so very cold. At least we aren't in the area that got the ice. Oh, I feel for those people. All those people in the southern states that are not used to having ice. Used to have as cold either. Not a good time. Not a good time at all. So, yeah. Take it nice and slow going home, because the well-traveled areas are pretty clear, but the parts that are not, they get packed down, and they are super, super slick. Super slick, and it can just take you like that, and I'd snap, but I got my gloves on. These are going to the kids' clothes. I usually don't wear gloves. I cut my hair. I made a video about it, because I make videos about everything. But I cut off 14 inches in the front. I cut off 14 inches in the back too, but then I ended up cutting 2 more inches off to bring it kind of more even. It puts layers in it. I don't know about what you can see. How do I feel about it? I don't know how I feel about it, quite honestly. I really, truly don't know. I have been able to wear my hair down for the first time in a very, very long time, because my hair before was almost all one length. And when I measured it, the ponytail from the crown of my head was 21 inches. That's not including the hair from the back to the crown. So, I mean, there's a decent amount of hair there. Ended up cutting off 16 inches of that hair. But it was all really one length. And so, I don't know. I was bored. At this point, I don't regret it. Do I wish maybe I had cut off less to begin with? Maybe. Do I wish I had done like just one unicorn cut in the front to begin with? Perhaps. But it is just hair. It will grow. It's surprising to me that nobody's really noticed that I cut it. Except that, as someone told me, who I was talking to about it, they're like, well, you always just wear your hair up. Like, that is true, but my hair is down, which I don't ever do. So isn't that like a clue that, hey, something's different? But it's just interesting to me that you can cut off 14 to 16 inches of hair and people don't even realize that you've done it. Anyway. Yeah, so let's see here. They've already canceled school. They canceled school Friday for the snow, and they've already canceled school on Monday, and the kids have school snow day packets that have to be done. It took us like 3 hours to do the schoolwork on Friday. It's like, geez Louise. I can't believe I ever thought about homeschooling. That is not something I really want to ever do. Let's see here. Road is terrible. Oh, yes. So why didn't I make a video last week? I did not make a video last week because I got a call from someone, and I ended up talking to her for the whole time on my way home, and then just never got around to making a video. The Quisimia update. I got the name brand Quisimia. I've been on it for 8 days, something like that, a whole week, long enough to know that the name brand medication is a completely different experience than the generic. When I did my plasma this on Tuesday, I saw a number on that scale that I have not seen in months. I was like, oh my goodness. So it is working. Plus, that stuffed feeling that I felt when I first started, that I wasn't really feeling with the generic medicine, I'm feeling it again. And the tiredness that I was feeling when I was taking the generic version of it, I don't feel that anymore. So I'm very glad that I went ahead and insisted that I get the name brand version. And then, lo and behold, they ran it through my insurance, and I was told that my insurance would not cover any weight loss medication. Well, something must have changed at the first of the year, because they're covering it, and I had a copay, a $50 copay, which, oh God, it's lighting. Hello. Which is, what, $50 is a little bit less than what I would have paid for the generic. So, and to get the name brand, that's amazing. So I go back to the doctor at the beginning of February to check and see how I'm doing. My blood pressure's been fine for my plasma. They take your blood pressure and stuff like that. That's something that you have to watch with this medication, is your blood pressure. My blood pressure's been great. I am slowly losing weight. I haven't done any exercising. I haven't done anything special. I'm just doing my normal stuff. I just am eating less. I really have zero cravings for sugar or sweet things, except for like fruit, which which I don't really like fruit very much, so it's kind of weird. I don't think that medication's doing that. I really think it's because I watched a Will Tennyson video where he got hypnotized, and the doctor said that, I was watching, it was interesting. The doctor was talking about how much fruit, how good fruit was for him and how bad donuts were for him. I was like, oh, I want some fruit. I don't know if it's, I have no idea if that's related or not, but it was interesting to me. But yeah, so I haven't been eating any chocolate or any desserts or anything like that, which is something I have often done in the past. So it's interesting to me the difference between the generic and the name brand, even though the active ingredient is supposed to be exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's amazing how sunny it is and how just so cold it is. Just so cold. Interesting fact, I'm sitting at the intersection where I hit somebody and he passed away. It was 2 years ago now. It was in January. It was a rainy night, and this intersection at that time did not have a light, and he was dressed all in black, and he was walking. I had a green light. I was going less than the speed limit, and he was walking across the street and was not looking. There's nothing that I could have done. It was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I was on my way to work. It's 10:40 p.m. Anyway. My windshield's icing up on the edges. Supposed to take my oldest child, my 7-year-old. My oldest child is 30 years old, but my oldest child that I am raising right now is 7. He has a doctor's appointment, an eye doctor appointment tomorrow at 9 a.m., but I am not, since they canceled school, I am not taking him and all the kids, getting them in the car in this so cold temperatures all the way. It's an hour away from our house because it's a specialist. He has something called amblyopia. I think I'm saying that right, but it's in both of his eyes, and they have to watch him. It's where your eyes, I think that basically it's called a lazy eye, is go opposite directions. One of them he's really good at keeping control of, but the other one he still struggles with. So, but he won't wear the glasses the doctor wanted him to wear. I don't know. I feel like the doctor's going to be like, you have to make him wear those glasses. And I'll be like, you trying to make, the timing was 6 or 5 or 6, 5 going on to 6. You try to make a 5-year-old do what they don't want to do. Some people can do it. I'm not one of those. I don't have the magic ability. Anyway, is there anything else? Drive is so long to begin with, going from work to home, that I just having to go super slow on this snowy, slick stuff is just so much fun. So much fun. Alright, well, that's my check-in. That's my update. pipes are nice and warm and secure. Oh my goodness. I had so many calls about burst pipes. It's just terrible. All the damage, and then it's so cold, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it right now. It's just terrible. I feel so bad for people. I'm thankful that we haven't had a problem in the past, and I pray we don't have it in the future. Pray for any child who is cold and hungry that God's angels just protect them, insulate them, help their little bellies to feel less hungry. Think about that when I'm holding Jack, especially if his hands are cold. Think about any child who is he's 17 months old. We have an old house. Sometimes some of the rooms get a little drafty, and I think about people who just don't pay attention to other people, their children, or anything like that. How there are some people who can't pay attention to anything but themselves, and I just think about kids, and I really focus on making sure that their needs are met. I know, because you hear horror stories, I know that there are so many children whose, I don't like thinking about it, but I pray their angels are insulating them and protecting them as best that they can be. Anyway, on that cheerful note, friend, I will talk to you again as soon as I can. Stay safe, be warm.